Hello and welcome to another day of drafting with me, Gabriel Haynes. Today we're gonna jump in to I don't want to play ranked. We gotta play traditional 2020. Where is it? There we go. Let's jump right in. Let's see if we can mix and match. Get back our investment. Pack one, pick one. Alright, so we have a pick between. Not much. I mean, Legion's End is not a great removal spell. It's not always on. I mean, the best case scenario is that it's a 2-for-1, but it doesn't happen very often. But I think it's probably a pretty easy disfigure here. It's just very cheap, efficient removal. Gets rid of the creatures, gets rid of what you want. It's better than shock because it gives -2/-2, meaning you can attack with your guy into it and then shrink it down and get the free kill basically, as opposed to shock. But anywho, we're gonna take murder here. These are two good uncommons, but murder just fits in right with the disfigure and it's amazing black. Alright, so now we have an interesting pick. I think here I'm going to go for the Boreal Elemental. I think Boreal Elemental is a little stronger than Dragon. The 3-4 is more relevant more often than the 3-3. Blood Burglar also would be fine, but I think Boreal is just strong enough that we want to take it here. Next pick, we have some okay green cards in Woodland Champ. It's a good card, but I think we can just take Bone Splinters here. It's just a good removal spell. We'll pick up some Sanitarium Skeletons later. I don't think Sorcerer of the Fang is very good. It's fine, it's playable, but it's not really what you want to be doing. Looks like green is slightly open. We see a Netcaster Spider, but we're not going to take it over Blood Burglar here. That's just a good 2-drop for us. Now we can look for Metropolis Sprite. I mean, I don't really like Boneclad Necromancer. It's fine. It's not exciting. I really like Metropolis Sprite just as a good 2-drop, and I think it's better. The upside here of the Metropolis Sprite is better than the Boreal Elemental. Now we could take second Splinters. I don't really love that because you don't want too many Splinters. I mean, we could take Scuttlemutt, but it's just fine. It's not really exciting. I mean, 2 Splinters is probably where you want to max out unless you have a million skeletons, but I'll just take it here. We'll pick up a Heartpiercer Bow. Maybe we'll end up with a what's it called? You know what I'm talking about. The Artificer. What's his name? What the heck is his name? I don't remember. Anyway, okay, let's pick up, I don't know, these cards are just marginally playable, so I'm just going to put that on the sideboard. Unholy Indenture, not a very particularly good card. We wield the Sorcerer, so I'll pick it up here. And a Feral Abomination if we want it. Another Vial could be okay, and a Denizen last pick. Shouldn't be any Denizens last pick, definitely should be a land. Doesn't really make sense. Alright, anywho. Alright, so this pick is not great for us. I mean, we could look to pick up a Gems here. I think I'm going to go for the Gems. I mean, these black cards, Blight Beetle's not very good, Blade Brand's not very good, Undead Servant's not very good. So I'm just going to pick up the sure thing here. It's either this or Griffin Protector, but white doesn't seem particularly like a color we want to be in, so I'm going to pick up the ley line here. It's not a very good first pick, but it is what it is. Alright, I see a Risen Reef here, which, I mean, we're not in green, are we? We got some already good black cards. I mean, I don't think we can switch at this point, so I'm just going to pick up Gorging Vulture. It's very disappointing second pick. We could pick, Reduced to Ash, but, I mean, Risen Reef is clearly the best card here, but I don't think we could take it here. It's probably not making the deck, so let's just pick up a Vulture. Well, that's a good red card. I think I will take up the Pyromancer here. Pyromancer, the Chandra is really, really strong. One of the best uncommons in the game. And getting it pick 3 is pretty lucky, so I'm going to pick it up here. Maybe red is open. I don't want a 4th splinter or a 3rd splinters quite yet. Well, there's a move right back into blue-black with a Tomebound Lich. Just a great card. We missed an unsummon there last turn over the Pyromancer, but I think Chandra is really, really strong. It's also splashable. We could consider splashing, but I'll pick up the Lich here. It's just a really good strong. Scholar would also be great with like Disfigure and stuff, but Tomebound Lich is just cheaper. It makes your deck go run well. Pretty much cements us into blue-black, and there's another Bone Splinters that we could wield potentially. Alright, some white cards here. God's Willing is the best card, but I don't want to take any white cards. I'm just going to take up another Denizen. And what do we have here? Nothing. I'll just take a Stone Golem in case we end up with the artifact guy. And here's a good skeleton. We really need skeletons here. I would play like 3 skeletons even in this deck, and boom, wow, that's a really strong 8th pick. Boreal Elemental, Wingwords, Frostlings, all great cards for us. We could go with like, let's see, let's take a look at the curve here. This stuff is interactive. This stuff I don't know if we're gonna play. This Feral Abomination don't really need. This goes here. This is here. Okay, so I think I'm gonna pick up another Boreal. It's just a great card, great way to finish off the game. Wingwords would also be my second pick. This is a good pick, but I mean we already have a little bit of card draw with like a Tomebound Lich, so I'll just pick up a Boreal here. And now we can pick up a Blade Brand. It's over Blight Beetle. Blight Beetle's fine, but Blade Brand's better. So we might splash red for this Chandra, so we could consider also like these cards. It looks like red though is slightly open, but I don't think we're not moving into red at this point. I'll just take another Blade Brand. And not really anything here we want. Another Abomination. Crabs. Okay. Alright, so pack 3, pick 3, pack 3, pick 3. Well, we got a Mythic Cavalier, which we're not taking here. I'm going to pick up a Spectral Sailor. It's a great card draw engine. Just a good 1-drop all around. One of the best blue uncommons. So, yeah, definitely take the Spectral Sailor here. And how about another Spectral Sailor? Question is Spectral Sailor better than Cloudkin Seer? Probably. I think Spectral Sailor is a little bit stronger since, of course, you can draw multiple cards, where Cloudkin Seer only gets you 1. But pretty close pick here. I'm not really sure what's better, but I'm going to take another Spectral Sailor here. We could end up with a Pattern Matcher, which would be pretty good. Alright, now we can take either Brineborn, Wingwords, Dismal, all pretty good cards. Let's get rid of these crabs and stuff. Let's see, we do have a little bit of instant speed, so Cutthroat could be okay. But I think I just want a Wingwords. I mean, although Spectral Sailor and Cutthroat are a pretty good combo, so maybe it is just better to pick up the Cutthroat here, and maybe we'll get a counter spell on the wheel or something, so that we can really start to play more at instant speed, which this deck probably wants. So yeah, I like the Cutthroat in this deck. All right, let's pick up a Siphon. That's a decent removal spell for us over like a Miscreant. Alright, so I don't want another Bone Splinters. We already have 2 and only 1 Skeleton. So let's just pick up another Denizen here. It's just fine. I don't know if really that's the strategy that this deck wants to go for, but it is possible. Now we could take like Frilled Sea Serpent or something. Do we even want a Frilled Sea Serpent? I'm going to get rid of these. We're not going to play them. Feral Abomination, not really looking to play. I don't think we're gonna splash with just how the deck is looking right now. I don't think we're splashing anything. So we could take a Frilled Sea Serpent to try to finish out the game like that. We didn't really get any graveyard stuff, which is pretty disappointing. No Audacious Thieves as well, so the deck is not. I mean, there's a lot of cards we're missing here. We are good with Murders and Siphons, and so the rule here is pretty strong. But I don't think we want like hardcover. I'll just take the Serpent here. Wow, that's a super late Lich, so really happy over that. I'll take the Lich over the Thief. I think Lich is just better. It gets you to draw the card right away, but definitely not happy to see both of these in this same pack. Now we could take a 2-drop, a Blade Brand, an Axe, all fine cards. I don't think we need 3 Blade Brands, seems like a little bit too much. Our 2-drops are okay. I guess I'll take a Moat Piranha. I don't know if I'm gonna end up playing it. Marauder's Axe works well with like Skeleton, Sailor, and like Sprite and Boreals. Maybe Axe is okay in this deck, but it is a good mana sink in a deck that's sort of lacking mana sinks. I mean, Sorcerer is a mana sink in a way, but it doesn't always get, like, you're not always going to have that available. So maybe it is good to pick up an Axe here. I mean, Felled Sea Serpent is also a mana sink, so maybe that's not true. I don't know. It's a close pick. I think it's between Axe and Piranha. I don't really think this deck needs an Axe. I mean, I'm trying to win like pretty much in the air. Okay, Convolute. That's something we were looking for. Another Bone Splinters. Now we can take the Axe. Yeah, I'll take another Axe. I don't think we're going to play that many Bone Splinters. The Golem, well, I guess Mind Rot for the sideboard. And a Barony Vampire. I'm not going to play it. Free Bone Splinters, basically. Unholy Indenture, we don't want that. Okay, and that's the deck. Alright, so let's see how we do here. What can we cut? I think we can cut a Bone Splinters. We can cut maybe like Moat Piranha. Sorcerer of the Fang is just okay. I don't think we really need this Axe. Denizen is an alternative way to win for us, but it's not exciting. We don't have any portals, but 3 Denizens is quite a lot, so I don't know. What else can we cut? Probably Befuddle can go. Convolute plus Sailor is a nice combo, so we can keep that. We can play Leyline of Anticipation. Just kidding. Just kidding. Alright, yeah. I think the Piranha can go. And one more cut. Maybe Serpent. Maybe Sorcerer of the Fang. Maybe just like Blade Brand. Yeah, maybe one Blade Brand can go. And we have 4 instants for this Brineborn. Is that enough? Even if we grow it once, it's pretty good. And the Brineborn works with the Sailor. It works pretty well in this deck. So any instant speed stuff is pretty good for us. So maybe we do want the another Blade Brand. But I don't know what we cut for it. I mean, it's like Sea Serpent for the Blade Brand. I don't know if that makes sense. We could try to play like a 16 land deck. Could cut this. Cut put this in, take a land out, and put in what? Like Barony Vampire? Nah. This deck uses its mana pretty well because of Spectral Sailor and stuff, so it's not like we really need a Frilled Sea Serpent to sink mana into. We don't have any recursion, which is a bit of an issue, so like if they get rid of a Boreal, then we can't really bring it back, which is a problem for us. So for that reason, maybe I'm just going to cut Fang and put in the Serpent here. Our curve is relatively low. Like most of our stuff is like at the early game, and we have a little bit big stuff, but if they kill like both our Boreal Elementals, we're not going to be able to close the game, except for decking. So maybe decking is a good way to go, and if we want to deck, then maybe we want to put in Moat Piranhas instead of something. Is that true? Not really. All our creatures here are blue. We have only like 2, 3 creatures that are not. How many creatures do we have? 15. So we have what? So that's like, you know, mostly blue. So that's good, but we don't have any ways to bounce stuff and other stuff. So the Unsummon would have been pretty good in this deck, which we passed up for the Chandra, but we didn't get any fixing or anything for it, so we're not going to play it. But yeah, alright, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's see. Alright, let's play. This hand we can keep probably. We have 2 1-drops and then 2-drops. So I'm just gonna play the skeleton here first. It is possible to deck people with this deck just with the skeleton and like denizens, but I hope to win with damage most of the time, like with our big flyers. But we don't have like an extremely long-term game plan here, but let's attack. See if he has anything. Disfigure, sure. So now we can either play Denizen or Vulture. There's not really any upside to playing the Vulture, so I'm just going to get the Denizen out first. That way next turn we could go Vulture plus Sailor if we draw land. And we can also attack into whatever because of the Blade Brand, of course. Alright, so they did nothing, so let's attack here. I don't know what this opponent is doing really. So let's play the Vulture, keep up 1 for the Sailor. In the next turn we'll be able to play Sailor. Excuse me. We'll be able to play Sailor plus draw card if we draw land. So that's pretty good. This deck would have really been good with like Blood for Bones or even Soul Salvage, honestly, but really didn't get there, unfortunately. So pass, my turn, play the Sailor. And let's mill him, I guess. Oh, we got some good mill cards there. Alright. So now we're just attacking with everything. If they want to block the Sanitarium Skeleton, we're just going to Blade Brand. If they don't block, we'll just keep up Skeleton here. Yeah, so let's hit him with the Blade Brand. Okay. Sure. And then we'll bring back Skeleton, end of turn. Five. What could they have for 5 here? Corpse Knight? Okay. And a Thief? Sure. Sure. Alright, so let's just bring back the skeleton. And we are going to attack with the denizen. If they want to double block, then we're going to blade brand them again. So let's hit him again with the blade brand. Now we're just going to hold up Sailor plus Convolute. So this is really why the Convolute is good in this deck. Do you want to counter that? Yeah, it's probably good enough to counter. Alright. So, yeah, I mean, we just kind of beat them to death there. I don't think we really want to change anything. They played like a Blade Brand, a 2-drop, and a Golos, and a Disfigure, so not really a ton of actionable information. Alright, looks like a keeper. We got a 2-drop, and to cycle the Blade Brand if we really need to, and some powerful cards here with the Lich and stuff. Of course not. Sure. So we can probably cycle a land here. I mean, our curve ends at 5, so we're not really too worried about that. Alright, is he attacking here? He is not. Okay, so I think we're just going to go for the attack right now. If he blocks either one, I'm going to be happy. Although if he has a removal spell, it's going to be pretty bad for us, so maybe I shouldn't have done it like that. Alright, well, I'm going to put the denizen. It may have been a mistake, because now if he has, like, Disfigure, he's going to attack with both, Disfigure the... well, never mind. He doesn't have it, so that's good. So we get to untap here. We have 4 mana this turn, so I will attack with the Blood Burglar. And I think I'll drop the Lich here, or is it better to drop the Sprite and pull the Blade Brand? I think it's fine to put down the Lich. And let's mill him. And, well, that's kind of awkward. I think we'll just get rid of the Blade Brand. Doesn't look particularly useful this game. And now we have 2 blockers for their thieves, so they need 2 removals. I mean, they could get a good attack with 1, but that's at the expense of losing the other. And we will block both here, so they will get to draw, but if they don't have anything, it's not good for them. They have Disfigured, probably. Blade Brand, okay. It's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Do they have another Blade Brand, perhaps? And there's the Disfigure, so that's the problem, but it's okay. So now we're gonna attack with the Burglar, and then play the Boreal. Fortunately, the Spectral Sailor is quite weak to this Heartpiercer bow, so next turn we could look to play Sailor and then just sack it with a Bone Splinters, which gives us like a pretty good removal spell, but I want to race them here. Knight. So that's pretty scary. So I might just want to like pay sailor, draw a card, sack it maybe. Oops, the knight. Sure. Alright, so now we can play sailor, draw a card, and sack it to kill something. So I will attack with both here, see what happens. And now I'm not really concerned if they're drawing cards with Audacious Thief. I mean, they're getting very, very low. So I kind of want to race here. Could also kill the knight, the Audacious Thief itself, but it doesn't seem worth it. Let's tap correctly here. Draw a card. Now we can just splinter this. If they have removal for the Boreal, it's going to be bad, but this is a race we're winning since they're super low. Well, that actually changes things. Because now, well, we did get another sailor, so that's pretty good. So let's attack. And then 5. They're going to gain 1 though. But if they attack with the thieves, then they're not going to be, they're going to be dead anyway, so. So they're going, this is lethal right here. So let's take the damage, no blocks. So they really need removal this turn for the Boreal, or else they're dead on board right now. Siphon. Okay. Well, actually, if we use the sprite's ability, it's just gonna die. So let's do that. And then play a sailor. And now we can draw a card. Now we have Cutthroat to play as well, so that's pretty good. Putting them down to 1. And we will pass. So now they can't attack with the thieves at all, which is pretty good. Which makes them very useless. So he's gonna gain. He's gonna kill a sailor here. Sure. I'm gonna flash in the Brindborn Cutthroat and block. The reason being is because the Brindborn doesn't attack into the thieves here, and we want to get rid of the lifelinker. Well, that's pretty good. That's a good draw for him. Should have played that definitely pre-combat. Not sure why he didn't. Soul Salvage. Okay, well that means he's chumping. Bone Splinters just gives us lethal. Alright. So even if we didn't draw the Bone Splinters there, we would have been in pretty good shape because he made a misplay. He should have played the Aerialist pre-combat, and then he would have grown it one time, and then it would have been able to block the Boreal, but it's okay. opponent goes first. Looks like a pretty keepable hand. We have Skeleton, Blade Brand, so it's okay. Alright, let's just attack here, play the second Swamp. And see what they have. Vulture, sure. Whoa, got some really good cards. My Mookie one. Alright, so let's attack here with the Skeleton. Alright, opponent is choosing to block, so let's Blade Brand here. And can look to flash in the Sailor. Pop. Sure. Alright, so now we're attacking with Sailor and drawing a card or putting back Skeleton. I think we should just draw a card. Pretty scared, like if they Blood for Bones or Soul Salvage right now, we're gonna be in pretty big trouble. So let's just draw a card. Get our value out of the Sailor while we can. Plus Skeleton doesn't really do anything on this board. Draw a card. I think Boreal is pretty good. So I'll attack here, play Boreal. Next turn we could put a Sea Serpent, which blocks everything. So they are attacking here, so I'd much rather lose what? I'm just doing them blocks. Alright, so that could have been their... Oh boy, there's the Shaman, okay. So yeah, I am glad we used the Sailor, at least we got some value out of it. And then we'll attack with Boreal, put in a Sea Serpent. And our hand is just loaded with removal at this point, so looking okay, stable on board. He is still attacking, but I'm gonna have to block here. I can't just take the damage. If he kills it, he kills it. It's okay. The worst would be Growth Cycle, but Blade Brand is okay. Still trade. And then we can... I'm not worried about getting too low because of like Siphon and stuff. So what do we do now? He searches up nothing? That's pretty bad. Alright, so we drew Cutthroat, so that means we're gonna Siphon plus Cutthroat, so I'm just gonna attack, Siphon. I guess we're trading 3 damage for 5 damage, which is pretty bad, but I don't know. Still kind of want to race. Could also play a Skeleton, but I kind of want to race here. Seems like we have a lot of advantage. Oh, okay. This guy's deck. Wow, we saw like 2 rares. We saw a Ceratops, a freaking Knight of the Ebon Legion, and now Vivian. My god. Vivian is fine. It just means that we're gonna have to use murder and stuff, but Vivian doesn't do anything unless you have creatures, right? which is a silly thing to say, but so now we have to take the damage. We're taking 6-7. Yeah, but we're gonna take out Vivian next turn, so now I have to play the Cutthroat no matter what. So let's play Cutthroat, play the land, attack both on Vivian, and then pay 3 to bring back the Sanitarium Skeleton. Oh, we still have one floating? A mistake. Oops. I tapped one extra mana by accident. Which means what? Can't really Bone Splinter this turn, so we're just gonna murder. Alright. So we'll block here, murder. Right? So we could block here and murder. Is that better? Let's go to 1. Don't really want to go to 1. Going to 3 though, and going to 1 is pretty much the same, so let's block like that. And then murder the 3/3. Like, we're dead to Siphon either way, so it doesn't really matter. Vulture, okay. Alright, so now we play a Denizen. Well, okay, let's attack with these two, right? And then we can Bone Splinters away the Vulture. Do we have enough mana for this? 3... No, not if we tap like that. So we tap like this, that's 3. And then we have 4 to bring back Skeleton plus... Okay, so that's good. So do we send everyone here? No, because if they block Vulture, we're dead. So do you want to do that pre-combat? No. Let's just do like this. If he wants to trade, it's better for us. So now we'll Splinter the Flyer. Sack this. And then pay 4 for the Sage's Row. And then bring back the Skeleton, play Skeleton, and that's it. So we got our blocks. Let's see what he does. Could be dead at any point to a Siphon, but another Vulture. Alright, another Vulture is not great, because now we can't attack with a Boreal, depending on what we draw. Yeah, and so now we can't attack with a Boreal, so I think we'll just send the Cutthroat, or we could fend the Denizen, but I'll send the Cutthroat here. Let's look at this guy. So he's still got a Shifting Ceratops though in his deck, so if he top decks a Shifting Ceratops, we're dead. Also not good. Yeah, not much has changed. Let's continue to attack. This is a game we might lose, but he's going down to 4. Oh boy. Oh boy. Shifting Ceratops here for the win. Hopefully not. Rotting Regisaur, huh? Okay. Does that do anything? Alright, so we have 4 blockers. If we send everything, he has to block. He could let one thing go through and then win on the way back. So should we main phase? So we could send the Cutthroat and Skeleton. That way he has to block one of them. But he could just chump block, and then if we don't draw anything, so maybe we'll Blade Brand pre-combat. Does that make sense? Alright, so I think I'm gonna Blade Brand pre-combat, which means we're Blade Branding what? Kinda wanna leave the skeleton for defense for the Regisaur. Although if we attack with these two, he has to block with two things, like this and this. Well, he doesn't have to block. He can just take this. I mean, he can block here and then just take 3. Alright. I'm just gonna do this pre-combat. Yeah. Unfortunately, that means that we're not able to attack this turn, and we lost like the Blade Brand, but it's okay. Sanitarium Skeleton is itself. Okay. So now we'll just block like this. Close game here, very close game. Alright, so we drew a Denizen, which means what? If we attack with the Brineborn, the Brineborn is not a great attacker anymore because they can put a Ferocious Pup plus Skeleton on it. So if we play Denizen plus Skeleton, this guy has a ton of disfigures, huh? Alright, so this means what? He is 4, we have 4. I think we gotta hang back here. We could attack here, but then we're dead in the air. If we attack here, he just double blocks. I mean, we could send Denizen. Denizen means he's gonna have to block with a Loaming Shaman. Or he could just take it, and then we're dead on the way back. So, yep. Another Vulture. There goes the Shifting Ceratops. 6 cards only left in the library. So we are dead though, right? We're gonna mill 2, but it doesn't really matter. So now we have to attack with the Boreal and the Cutthroat, and that means he has to block, but I don't think we have it. Unfortunately, I think we lost the game. So I'm gonna attack with this. I'll play this. Put him down to. Oh man, so close. So unfortunately, the play of the Blade Brand kind of cost us the game, because then we would have been able to take out the Regisaur. Well, actually, the problem was with more of the flying, not really. So let's look at his deck. So he has Soul Salvage and Shifting Ceratops, Double Disfigure, Knight of the Ebon Legion, Vivian. So this guy's deck is pretty stacked. It doesn't look like he has any engines or anything. So yeah, he had to discard that. It's fine. Alright, so now we're just dead. Got pretty close with the Denizens here. So I think Denizens usually are not good against black, but they're pretty good against him because he has so much, so many discard effects, so many mill effects in the what's it called, in the Vultures. So we were pretty close to that game. Unfortunately, just didn't quite finish it off. He has some scary cards. I mean, Regisaur. He has like 4 rares: Regisaur, Ceratops, Knight of the Ebon Legion, Vivian. This guy's deck is, I don't know where he is. He's playing constructed. This guy, I don't know what's going on, but we got it within one card of that game, just one mill. But you know, can't win them all. Can't win them all. Unfortunately, not a lot of tech, sideboard tech that we can look to implement. Alright, still waiting. Still waiting. Why are we waiting? We're getting irritating. Why are we waiting? Alright, so let's do it. Go first, alright. Not particularly exciting hand, but seems okay. This guy is going to beat us into the late game. If he plays Skeleton here, I'm pretty upset. You know. This guy can definitely beat us going into the late game. His power level is off the charts. I mean, unfortunately, Cutthroat doesn't really do anything here, but sure. So he brought in a... Maybe I just hold the Cutthroat. I mean, it doesn't attack here or anything, and I don't think we're murdering anything. So now that we drew Murder, it's a little better, but we can still just flash it in. Just blocking with the Skeleton, okay. And your turn, sir. Mookie? Come on, Mookie! Attacks for 2, is fine. Is he playing a Shifting Ceratops right now? Show me Shifting Ceratops. No? He's gonna play a... He's just gonna play that? Alright, sure. I'm gonna play the Cutthroat now because of Murder, but we still can't really attack with it. Oh, Boreal, that's a good draw. Alright, so let's continue attack with the Lifelinker. Surprised they didn't do anything. I mean, they have 4 cards. I mean, turn 4... And they're not blocking now, so who knows what's up. Probably have some removal for this Boreal, but can't really stop them. I'm all the way up. Knight. Okay. So they keep a 4 here. So that's pretty scary, but I will... What should I do? They're planning to pump the Knight, perhaps, so I will get rid of the Knight now. With the Skeleton, attack with the Blood Burglar and the Boreal, and then either play Vulture or Skeleton here. Looks like a Blade Brand. I will murder it. Disfigure. Okay. It's kind of close now. Do we disfigure? Or do we murder it? am going to go ahead and murder the board. I mean, the problem is that Arboreal is sort of our win condition, and right now we're looking to just try to finish them off in the air. I don't know if they have any more removal, but okay, that's a bit of an issue. Blade Brand would be a great draw here. That means we can attack with our smaller creatures and leave the Boreal back. Sprite though is not Blade Brand, so yeah, we're kind of stuck here, and he's gonna make infinite 5/5s. Bone Splinters would have been good, but yeah. So we're getting stopped by a Blood-Soaked Altar at this point, which is not a card we saw, but definitely a very powerful deck that Mookie put together here. And he's gonna make another 5/5 right now. Unfortunately, no bounce in our deck, but again, a Blade Brand would be like pretty much perfect draw. Siphon doesn't quite do it, but I guess we attack with what, these 2/2s or something. Look to siphon one. Seems okay. We are 2 for 1ing ourselves, but we're gonna lose. They're gonna get to eat 2 of our flyers here, or like 2 of our small creatures here. Sure. So let's pump the Sprite. And siphon away the bigger buy. The thing is, if we get him low enough, it means that he won't be able to make any more demons. So maybe that was too aggressive, but if we draw Blade Brand or something, we'll be happy. So no altar this time. So we still have a what? Yeah, we don't have any more removal, unfortunately. And our Brineborn is not attacking past this Cutthroat anymore, or the Sanitarium Skeleton anymore. But he's in a kind of a precarious position. Bone Splinters away the Boreal. Okay, that makes sense. Still doesn't really have an attack with the 5/5 though. It's probably just gonna put the Sanitarium Skeleton out again. The Scholar of the Ages would have been great in this deck, but I think we took it over like Lich or something. Oh wow, that's bad. That's really bad. That's a scary card, but I guess we have the skeleton to block it for a while. My turn. No Blade Brands yet, so we're chilling. Did he get rid of his Shifting Ceratops? He did not, so we still have his Shifting Ceratops in his deck, so pretty scary. Attacks with the Knight, block with Skeleton. If he wants to use his mana here to do something, be my guest. Be my guest, be my guest. Opponent is deep in the tank. Sorcerer the Fang, okay. Really need to get rid of this big flyer here. Gloaming Shaman to the trash, my turn. Oh man. Not the lands that we want to see. Saw quite a bit of lands already. How much is this? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we don't have that many lands left in the deck. 6 out of 19. But this is definitely a game we could lose. We can't really block this Gorging Vulture. Can't block either of them. No blocks. So he probably is making another flyer if this is what he's opting to do. Pattern matcher, or what? Another vulture perhaps. So mill could be a way that we win. We still have all the denizens left in the deck. And, I mean, our life total is quite high, so... Got rid of his Vivian and stuff. Wow, okay, more lands, that's sure. 8 cards left in the deck, so... Unfortunately, though, we don't have a ton of, like, Tomebound Lich. Wouldn't even be that great here. Oh boy. Getting beat down pretty hard. I think we'll take it for one more turn. How much damage are you taking? Uh-oh. Wait, what? Did I not block? Oh no. That was a mistake. I definitely meant to block the Knight of the Ebon Legion. Not sure. I guess I had auto pass on, which is pretty bad. And now we're in danger of being burnt out by the Sorcerer thing. So I think we pretty much just lost that game right now. Oops. Should turn that off. We just took a 5 damage unnecessarily, and they gained some more life. So not great. Not great. Sure. Okay. Let's draw a card. Alright, Blade Brand. I'll play the land here, but I don't expect... I really don't expect to win this game, but who knows. Disfigure, sure. So we're taking... We chump block here. So if we block like this, we're taking how much? 5, 7. We're just dead. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. Don't have any other way to block. Not sure what we could even draw to make this relevant. Well, there's a Sailor, but we can't block now, post-combat. So we're just dead. Yeah, that was this guy's power level though was really off the charts. I mean,